video because dealing with some dumbass out here on the road, and it messed up the last video. He might mess up this video too because he's really pissed off that I passed him, and he's sped up. He passed me, got in front of me, slowed down. I passed him, and then he sped up past me, and now I'm back around him again, and he has sped up and is getting closer to me right now. So I'm gonna set my cruise a little higher than I want. I have its speed limit is 65. I was doing 67, and he was playing games with me. So now that I'm around him, I'm gonna set my cruise at 70, and I'm just gonna roll 70 for a few minutes and see if I can get some distance between this dumbass. He'll forget that he's trying to pass me, and he'll just hang out back there. So what was the damage at APU Center? Well, it was kind of in between what I was estimating before I got there and what I was estimating after I got there. Before I got there, I thought that I had a major oil leak and I had bad gaskets, and I thought maybe my compressor was out, and I was afraid that they were going to really take me to the cleaners, and I was going to be paying somewhere between $1,500 and $2,500 to get the whole thing repaired. And then once I got there and they told me that there was no oil leak, it was a fuel leak caused by a melted hose because the water pump was out and the water lines were turned off, so there was no coolant whatsoever happening. I was thinking, oh well, this is going to be cheaper than I expected. And after running the numbers on the parts that he told me and everything, I thought, well, with the inverter and everything, I'm looking at $900 bucks. Well, it ended up being $1,221, $1,221. So, and they charged me extra for the inverter. The inverter on their website is listed at $266, and they charged me $279.99, so $280, $14 more than their listed price on it. Their price on their website versus the price that they have listed in their shop is different. They charged me for 4 hours of labor at $90 an hour, $360 for labor. Well, I also paid $125 to have the thing serviced, which that includes like an hour of labor. So how long did they actually work on the truck? They started on it at about 9:30. They finished at about 12:30, and I'm pretty sure they took a lunch and a break during that time. So 3 hours minus a lunch and a break, which I'm not 100% sure that they took a lunch or a break. I didn't stand over them. But 3 hours that they worked on it. They charged me 4 hours of labor, and I paid $125 for the service, which includes an hour of labor. So that's that's 5 hours of labor that I paid for, and the truck was actually there for 3 hours. So that was $90 an hour. That's an extra $180 that they charged me for labor. They charged me $50 for a used sensor. I can't remember everything. But at $1,221, I'm a little irritated that I feel that they overcharged me a bit. They charged me for some shit. They charged me for extra work hours that they did not do. Now let me put this into context on why I'm not like really pissed off and why I didn't make a scene and why I didn't tell them that, you know, hey, fuck you guys. Let me tell you why. The only places I could find that would do this type of repair were dealers. The only places besides dealers that work on these, like TA and Speedco and places like that, all they really do are service. Just change the oil, change the filters, that's it. They won't even put Freon in TA. Speedco said that they would try and see if they could put Freon in. See that fire over there to the left? I wonder if that's just somebody burning some brush, or if that's a wildfire. Given how contained it is and how small, I'm guessing it's just somebody burning brush. Yeah, it's all piled up. It's a bunch of stuff piled up, so it's somebody burning something. Looks like a mixture of brush and garbage. But this asshole whipped out behind me and tried to speed up and get in, you know, to the left side of me before I got over into the lane to keep me from moving over. I just, you drive out here on this road long enough and you get to the point where you just fucking despise the human race. What a bunch of assholes. Anyway, so why am I not like extremely pissed off at that bill? Well, my APU's running great right now. Air conditioner's working. Oh, there was also like a $75 hookup fee just to attach the fucking lines to the Freon. Then they charged me for like every little drop of Freon that they put in was another charge, like all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna have to get my own like Freon. Like it's not very expensive to do your own Freon, but you do need to get the gauges to do it correctly, because all these air conditioners and everything, you have to have the Freon at a specific like weight or pressure or whatever. I'm not sure exactly what the unit of measurement is, but it has to be within a range, and you need a gauge to tell what that range is, what the pressure is, to make sure you're filling it properly. I don't know if I'm going to bother with that, because it's something that I'm probably going to have done once every year or two, and to pay, you know, $50, $75 to have a professional do it versus me possibly fucking it up and having, you know, thousands of dollars in damages done. Yeah, I think I might just keep paying other people to do it, even though it's overpriced in my opinion. The reason I'm not incredibly upset is because the only other people that work on these things that actually do this type of repair work, you know, replacing water pumps and shit like that, the only other places that do this are dealers, and they charge $300 an hour. So if I would have gone to a dealer, I probably would have paid $1,200 in just labor. And then they probably would have had some really jacked up prices on parts. I would have probably paid, you know, the total repair cost at a dealer probably would have been in the ballpark of $2,500 or more. You know, what I was initially thinking it could be. So I'm not happy at spending $1,200, $1,221 something, some change. I'm not happy about that, but I'm not really upset about it either. I just hope that I have a good, nice APU now, and I am, you know, I'm happy. I'm happy that I have a functional APU now. It's there are many reasons that I'm glad that I have a functional APU. Wear and tear on the truck, saving fuel. Lots of places have no idle policies. Lots of states, lots of counties, lots of shippers and receivers. So, you know, if I get to a shipper receiver and I have to sit there and wait for a door, or, you know, while I'm being loaded or unloaded for 3 hours, they may have a no idle policy there where I can't run the truck, but I can still run my APU. So, I mean, there's lots of reasons. why I'm excited to have a functioning APU, and it fires right up. It doesn't, like before, it was kind of a pain in the ass for it to start. It took multiple attempts for it to start. When I tried to start it after I got out of the shop, it fired right up, like immediately. Like it's running real good. So I'm real excited about that, real happy with that. There's still a few minor, very minor things that I need to get done on the truck, or want to get done on the truck. Not necessarily a need, but they're incredibly minor. Now I think I have all of the major issues resolved on the truck, and it's cost me, well, the $1,220 something was the biggest expense by far. I can't remember, like the air horn was like $68. He basically just had to cut out a bad section of wire. What I think happened with the air horn is the jackass that had the truck before me, when he took his inverter out, I think he had the line run right along the air line for the air horn, and he just used a knife to cut the ties, the zip ties or whatever he had his line held up with for the inverter. And because it looks like somebody just used a knife and just sliced a chunk out of the air line on the air horn, and it looked fresh, so I'm pretty sure that's what happened. But I can't think of any other major things that I had done right now at the moment. How's he gonna pull this hill? So that's about it for this video. Real quick, what's my plan? So it is only Thursday, and I'm going to my delivery at Walmart. I'm going to go ahead and make my delivery. There weren't any good loads, so I didn't go ahead and grab a load once I found out when I was going to make it to Ottawa. I'm going to get there at like 4 o'clock. There was a load that I was wanting to get, but you had to pick it up by 5. I'm going to make it to the Walmart DC at about 4 o'clock. And by the time I go through the process of the drop and hook, it's going to be close to 5. And the place that I had to be at 5 was like an hour away. So there's no way I could have been there at 5 o'clock. But what the deal was the load was going to somewhere in Illinois. I forget exactly where in Illinois. But there was another load going to Oklahoma City that was like an hour away from that delivery in Illinois. So I was going to grab that load, take it over, and deliver it in whatever, Illinois, pick up the other load in, I think it was in Iowa. No, it was in Illinois as well. I can't remember exactly. But it wasn't very far away. I was going to grab that and it delivered to Oklahoma City, and I was going to bring that back to Oklahoma City. But they didn't get me out of there quick enough for me to be able to pick up that load. And the other thing is that I'm going to have to drive 3 hours. I still have to drive 3 hours to make it to this Walmart DC. And that load delivers at 7 a.m. in the morning. So you're talking 3 hours on my drive time, then another hour on my drive time to get to the pickup location. So that's 4 hours. And then I have to drive it like, I want to say 480 miles. And I've already used over 4 hours of my drive time. So I've only got like 7 hours. So it was going to be cutting it really close in a lot of ways. I couldn't make the pickup time, and on top of that, I wouldn't have been able to make the delivery time. I didn't have enough hours. I don't think I have enough time to take 10. Let's say if I pick it up at 5 o'clock, from 5 to 7 it was a 7 a.m. delivery. So 5 to 7 is 12 hours. So yeah, definitely did not have enough time to take a. Why the hell is this guy going so slow? He was going really fast a minute ago. These people just, once they get out in the open, once they get in front of everybody, and then there's nobody near them, they just Sunday stroll. And then when a vehicle gets around them again, they start driving like a maniac again. He's already started, he's sped up. He's basically matching my speed now. Yeah, I fucking hate these people. Speed matching me. I'll be able to pin him in behind Reinhardt and make it around him. So annoying. But yeah, I have an almost fully functional vehicle now. The only other thing that I can think of on my off the top of my head, well, two things I can think of. One is the little holder for your air lines and your electric line. That thing is broken off. It looks like it's really easy to install one. I just have to get the same kind that mounts into what I have on the back of here. And I should be able to install that myself, no problem. So I need to get one of those ordered. And the only other thing I can think of is the inverter. I have a shore power system, and I want to use those outlets with the inverter. And I think it's as simple as hooking an extension cord from the inverter to the shore power system. Because the shore power system has several outlets coming off of it, but it hasn't like two normal outlets that you can connect something to. And I don't know if those are innies or outies. I think that they're innies. You just connect something, an inverter, like using an extension cord to it, because I can see where the previous driver had an inverter installed right next to the shore power system, and he left behind some of his extensions shit, like adding outlets to the outlets. So he was using the outlets on the shore power system, and he had an inverter installed right next to the shore power. So I think it's just going to be like a foot-long extension cord to connect between the inverter and the shore power, and I'll be able to use the existing shore power outlets, I think, and I hope it's that easy. They did not have an extension cord there for me to purchase, and but that's something I'm probably going to have to purchase online or at some type of normal store when I get to my house, because I want something that's high gauge that can take a big amperage, and I don't want it to be like 50 foot long. It only has to go like 8 inches, so I want it to be maybe 2 feet, maybe a foot. I don't want a whole lot of extra line in there. So those are the only two things I have left, and they're very, very minor, because with the APU running, I have an outlet that's hooked up directly to the APU that works, but the shore power system has like 3 outlets hooked up to it, so, and my inverter has direct outlets, so I can plug stuff directly into the inverter. But I really want to use those outlets spread throughout the truck on the shore power through the inverter. And I still have a bunch of stuff to test out with the APU, make sure it kicks on when the battery gets low and stuff like that. There's a bunch of shit I have left to test. There's a big truck hauling some serious ace. 73. Oh, so even though the 75, the TA, even though the TA was not able to clear the errors, they were only able to look at stuff. So even though they weren't able to do anything on it, the guy was nice enough to print out everything that he could see on whenever he looked at it through his machine. And on the printout, it says what this thing's governed at on cruise and pedal. There's two different governed speeds, and they're both set at 87 miles an hour. So I am governed. It's not completely ungoverned. I'm governed at 87, which is a speed I don't think I'm ever going to get to. I don't know what the fuck that noise is. There's something that beeps at me. And I've never heard those beeps until they installed this damned geotab in here. So I think it's the damn geotab, like, alerting me that I'm going faster than the speed limit or something, which pisses me off, because if you allow them to install monitoring equipment in your truck, then you get paid an extra percentage. It's 1 extra percent, or it's 1.5. It's a total of 3% extra. So I get 65% rate right now. You can get up to 68% rate if you let them put a camera in your truck and a collision avoidance system. So I'm really pissed off that this fucking geotab is basically a collision avoidance system installed in here, and I'm not getting an extra rate on it, because this motherfucker is beeping at me for overspeeds, and it's pissing me off. And I messaged the driver manager because the screen, the lockout screen, doesn't show my remaining hours. My last geotab did this, and they had to have a tech remote into my system and uninstall and reinstall the application. Well, my driver manager, I asked her to, have this one fixed, and she replied back to me and told me to log out of it and restart it and see if that fixes it. Motherfucker, I just got in this fucking truck. I just logged into the damn thing. This isn't a log out, log in issue. I'm going to do what they tell me, but that isn't going to do shit. But in her defense, I didn't read the whole message because I was driving when it came in. So maybe she actually did something, and she told me to log out and log back in for the change to take effect. I'm going to be pissed off if she just told me to just log out and log back in. Because I know that's not going to fix it. But hopefully she did something, and logging out and logging back in is going to fix it. Or implement the change that she made. Ooh, Collins. You know what? I'm actually going to pull over here at this Pilot. I've stopped here on the way up to pick up this truck, and on the way down, I stopped at this Pilot. This is the same road that I took. It's a good road. Holy shit. That car is right on the damn fog line. Somebody's going to sideswipe that bitch. I'm debating. No, I'm just going to drive straight through. I'm not going to stop. I want to get the damn geotab fixed. And I can only get it fixed like 8 to 5. So once I get here to my delivery, everybody's going to be done for the day. So if I'm not going to be able to get it fixed today, which is why it pisses me off whenever they don't resolve issues when I bring it to their attention, when they tell me to just, try something, and then, contact us back after you try that. It's like they don't understand that my job is driving a truck, and I can't fucking do that shit until I stop for the night. So when they give me a step to do, that basically adds a day to the resolution. because I'm going to do that at the end of my driving shift, and then they're going to be done for the day. They're going to be at home, and I'm not going to be able to contact them back again until the next day. It just causes this like geotab tag bullshit. It takes forever to get things resolved. But anyway, I'm just ranting and raving at this point. I should end the video. Yeah, once I get to Walmart and I drop the load, it should be early enough in the day that I should be able to easily find a place to park. And I'll see if I can find myself a load. You know, I'll quickly just browse the, I'll peruse the load board real quick after I make the drop while I'm still at Walmart and see if I see a new load on there that I can pick up. If there's nothing obvious to grab, then I will go find a truck stop to set at and wait for a load and make a decision on whether or not I'm just going to drive to my house or continue waiting on a load. Because I'm about, from Ottawa, I think I'm about 300 miles away from my house. That's not very far. It's I'm not too terribly far from Oklahoma City once I get to Ottawa. So, decisions. There's a lot of stuff waiting for me at my house, a lot of stuff that I need to do at my house. I want to get my shit moved back in. My other fuel card is there. There's just like many. Why did this guy just switch lanes? Because of that trash bag. You want to avoid stuff like that in the road because like that could be a bag full of nails. You know, who knows what's in that bag? Could be empty. But I try to avoid hitting any damn thing, including animals. Oh, he's making a left up here. But yeah, I don't want to run over dead animals or live animals because I don't want that shit on my truck. And I don't want to hurt animals. I like animals. But anyway, that's it for my rant and raving. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. Bye.